Well, Happy Halloween is the brand new collection from hot off the press. And as you can see, we've got lots of things to go together. And with this collection, you can either make things that are spooky or that are just fun. Either way, Happy Halloween is going to work for you. Please come play with us. Well, let me just show you what's in the collection. We have 6x6 pattern cardstock. This has 4 sheets of each, and 112 cutouts, so that's going to do you well. This is the first time we have not done a 12x12 pattern cardstock. But we've got the 6x6. We also have the 12x12 solid, and you can see that huge variety of colors, and you can see that they are perfect for Halloween, of course. Going along with Halloween, we have our die cuts. There are 31 in here on 2 separate sheets, and we also give you some ideas on the packaging, so that's true of hot off the press. Now we also have the chipboard. The chipboard has 12 designs. You can see them here. We've got the word boo as well as trick or treat, that wonderful scary tree and the scarecrow, lots of things. And then finally we have the cutting dies. Now there are 8 of them here. And you can see the measurements. There is the scarecrow. There are also jack-o'-lanterns, the scarecrow and the hat, and a Happy Halloween that's upside down, so you may not be able to see it, and certainly a moon, so that's fun. Well, let's get into the projects that Teresa has done, and let me start with this one. We'll get in closer. And this is a 5x5 card. Now you may wonder how to do that. We do have 5x5 cards, blank cards from Hunky Dory, so that's one way. But you can also take the 5x6.5 inch card, trim off 1.5 inches at the bottom, and you can either have a portrait style or you could have a landscape style. And of course, Teresa did the landscape. And this is just a nice combination, very fall looking with a little touch of Halloween. She does have the fold at the top, as I said, so let me show you what she used. Now this is the first paper, and you can see that she chose to make sure that that crow and the boot were fully in there, and she did cut off the pumpkin and trimmed it slightly smaller than the 5-inch square. Then she used what's on the back of it. So there's the front on the back, and cut a strip and then matted it onto the one of the cardstock, so you can see this. This has a lighter gold or orange on one side and a lighter gold on the other side, so that worked nicely. And the piece that's right here, so anyway, whoops, that's been glued across. And she took the yellow ribbon collection, and there is an 8-inch ribbon in there, and you can see she wrapped it across that plaid, and then she tied a knot later, or did a bow later, so that worked nicely. Now to get this piece right here, these are some of the cutouts that are in the collection, and you can see that these are larger than these, which are the typical ones, and they also have greetings. So what Teresa did is she took this one, turned it on its side, matted it on the lighter brown, you can see right there, and then foam taped it on top. Then she went back into the cutouts, and To My Friend is glued on this side, foam taped on that side, and then we have this pumpkin. And the pumpkin actually comes from the die cuts. So that's out of the die cut collection. And that's foam taped also. And then with her bow, she added these amber flowers from 49 and Market, which are just always, we really like the size of these. And you get 12 pieces, so that's a nice value in the marketplace. Then going to the inside of her card, she has gone back and used the rest of the card of that paper front. So remember, she trimmed that off. Well, she took another sheet and just used the whole piece right here, matted on that light brown, cut out the Have a Fabulous Day, as well as this little pumpkin. You can see it's right there. And this was matted, but then it was also matted on the herringbone, and the herringbone is on the back side of the cutouts. There you see it. So we've got some nice overall patterns in this collection, as you can see, and that works very, very nicely. So that too was matted on the brown, placed horizontally. This was placed vertically, and then that collection. This is another of the die cuts, and then just a knotted ribbon, so that took care of that. And this being 5 by 5 will fit into the envelopes that come with the 5 by 6.5 inch cards, so that works out. Now I showed you this one in the beginning, and I think it is just very, very clever what Teresa has done. So this is our regular 5 by 6.5 inch card, and she has used the nested arch cutting dies to make this kind of scene, and we get, by doing that arch and foam taping it on top, we get the dimension of some different heights, and so that's really nice. Now here is the paper that she used for the background of this, and it looks like this. It's on the back side of this one, which is in the front of the paper collection. So there you go. So you can see we've got some foliage at the top. We've got these wonderful cobwebs. And Teresa has trimmed that down, and she matted it onto the purple cardstock, just like so, and glued it down. And then she die cut the same cardstock and foam taped that up. Now, with doing this, Teresa went into the chipboard, and as I said, you can see there's that tree. We've got a rest in peace tombstone. We've got some bats. Excuse me. We also have some grass, so that's really kind of nice in front of the rest in peace as well as that. And she used the markers. These are the Tri-Blend markers, and these are all the ones that she used. Now, so that you don't have to write this down right now, these are in the instructions. The instructions are down below. Just click on this card or any card, and it will take you to exactly where they are. Now, what I like about it is that, let's get in really close so we can see. So Teresa used, this is the Earth Brown blend. So as you know, there are 3 shades of that brown. And you see what she did on the tree. So it's the lighter brown all over, and then she went back with the darker tone and just kind of made some lines on top. She did the same thing with the green. And with that, she used the dull green blend. I know you can't see that, but there you go. So the lighter all over, and then using the darker at the base and doing a couple of strokes at the top. Same thing with the tombstone. You see it's darker on one side, lighter on the other. And I think that's just really good. Even on the boo, it's a bit darker down below. And that just adds a really, really nice tone and texture to everything. Okay, we can back up now. And then on the inside, so we've got these purples and blacks, and on the inside we have this. And this is the paper that she used. Very fun. This is the back side of this one. And you can see she elected to keep that moon in there. And then she added this strip from one of the other papers back in to the chipboard. And you can see that scarecrow is right there in one piece, very colorful. We've got our gray kitty, and then she went into the cutting dies, that's right, to get that jack-o'-lantern. And so she die cut it out of the orange, but then backed it with the yellow. And all those colors are included in the solid cardstocks. The Trick or Treat is like the boo, darker at the bottom, lighter at the top. And I like how that's kind of going off of the inside paper. Really nice. Okay, so if chipboard is new to you, I just highly recommend it. There's just so many things you can do with it, and Teresa does a wonderful, marvelous job with it. Okay, now we're going to go into our next card, and this card has lots going on. Okay, so you can see it has a belly band, so I will lift that off. And this is a gatefold. Open that up. And then we have something else going on. Okay, are you watching? Are you watching? Because something's going to happen. Here we go. Happy Halloween. And we've got this popping up at us. So inside, you're going to see all of that. How fun is that? That's a little pop-up Done very cleverly. Okay, so we will start with this, and then we'll get to the belly band in a minute and get to the insides after that. So as you know, I am sure, a gatefold card, you will take your card, your blank card, lay it flat. And these cards, as I've said, are 5 by 6.5. So you're going to go in 2.5 inches on each side, score it, and then fold those in and use your bone folder to go over it. That's going to make your gatefold card. Now that's step one. Okay, so what Teresa has done, let me slide that over and bring the page in. So this is the paper that she used for this card front. Now you'll notice that this being 6 inches is of course wider. So what she did is she cut the 2.5 inch piece here and glued it to the left gate. And then she went over here and did the 2.5 inches and glued it to the right gate. Now she's going to have a little bit left in the middle, but that's fine. Okay. Now to add some, just a little bit of an edge, she has placed thin line dazzles at the top and at the bottom. Notice there's a straight one and then a decorative one. And I think that's very clever. And I always like it when things are done differently with dazzles. Is great. Now this is from Thin Line Primaries. You can see the brown is there. There's blue, there's 6 other colors, so that works nicely. Okay, now we've got this finished. We're going to go on to the inside. Now the inside has a couple of things going on, as you saw, but the first piece we're going to do is this guy. So as you can see, this is the card, the inside front. So there's a card within a card. Okay, the Happy Halloween, the Jack-o'-lantern, those were the cutting dies. And you can see they're done with the solid cardstock, of course. Now this is going to be cut 4 by 6. Okay, so it's longer than what you see here because the top part, that top 1/2 inch, is scored and goes back because that is going to be attached to this piece. So that way we have that card within a card. And that is, let me find it. Okay, here we go. That row of pumpkins is on the back of these cutouts. So you're going to take this piece with that scored section, put glue on the back of it, and attach it to this cutout piece. Okay, that's going to go inside your card. Now, this piece of the blue cardstock, that is, let me reach it. Here you go. So that's a navy blue, goes very nicely with our midnight spooking. So that's going to go up first, and then you're going to place this card that you've just made. Okay, it's going to have those 2 pieces. Then we're going to decorate those. So we're going to take vellum, and Teresa used 2 layers of vellum, and she die cut it out using the cutting dies and glued them there and glued them here. In fact, you can kind of see little dots of glue, and that's perfectly fine. Ignore this for right now. Let me just get you going here. So this is the die cuts, of course, and then the jack-o'-lanterns are right there. And how fun to see them stacked like that. Again, that is the cutting die. Okay, so lots going on. Now, there is a crystal here, and that is out of the yellow crystals. Okay, so one right there. Now, to make this mechanism, okay, this, let me get the vellum out of the way. This is from, remember, right here, we had this paper, okay? Well, we had this part that gets cut off. Well, Teresa wants to use that. So she has used it right here. Okay, now this piece is going to get attached to a mechanism that I'll show you about in just a second. But I just wanted to let you know that this is going to get matted on the brown, solid. And then again, you're going back to the cutting dies, and that's just working nicely. Now, how do you get that attached, you might ask? Well, let me show you. We are going to cut a piece that is 4.5 by 1 inch. That's all it is, 4.5 by 1. And we're going to score it. Let me show you. At 1 inch, 2 1/4, 3 1/4. Then we're going to put extra sticky tape, you know, our famous extra sticky tape. Now I used 1/4 of an inch. You can use 1/2 inch too. And you want to make it on the outside pieces. By the way, these are all mountain folds. You see that mountain? Okay. Then what do? Well, you're going to fold it in half. Then I'm going to take my card, and it can be anything. So obviously she's done something different here, but just let me show you the mechanism. So I'm going to take this and I am going to lay it in the center of my card. Okay, just hold it there. Then I'm going to remove the tape, which always just takes a moment, doesn't it? And when I close the card, come on, tape, be cooperative. I'm on camera. Sometimes it helps to talk to things. There we go. Okay, so again, centered it side to side, took the tape off. I'm going to close this. I'm going to turn this over. I'm going to do the exact same thing, hopefully a little bit faster. There we go. There's one, and here's the other. Now all I've done is cut it, score it, and put the tape on it. And then of course position it. There we go. And I'm going to go like that. Now what happens is that when I open this, I have a riser. Super easy, something you're going to want to take note of. So what Teresa did is her riser went within this card within a card, and then that cute little scarecrow went right on top of it. So there you go. Again, I would use extra sticky tape to attach that just because that is movable. Now, you might be wondering, what about that belly band? Okay, so the belly band is made with the brown cardstock, and the directions are in the instructions down below how long to do it. And what Teresa did is she put a small piece of this cardstock on the front and on the back. Okay, so they're overlapped and they meet underneath the front of the belly band. That makes sense? Okay, just wrap it around. Now when you wrap this, you want to really make sure that you can slide it on and off. So you don't want it super tight. You want to have that little extra, okay? So when you're doing your cardstock first, make sure that as you lay it and wrap it, that you've got that movement, okay? Now, this is going to have also the thin line dazzles, top and bottom, and top and bottom. Now notice Teresa has used 3 different thin line dazzles, and that works just great, all in the brown tones. Now this kitty comes right here, and she has matted it on that navy blue cardstock. The blue came from where those die cuts are. There we go, or cutouts, sorry, right there. And that's going to get matted also, she elected to, and glued down straight. And you have this very fun card. And I have another very fun card for you. Okay, let me show you. Here is what Miss Teresa has done. Let me turn it right side up. So there is an envelope, and I've got a pattern for you. And here is a little book, and on the envelope she did do some decorating. And this little book, let me show you. I'm going to open it up. This has got the orange ribbon on it. And as I open this, look what happens. It's an accordion fold. How fun is that? In fact, I can even show you on the back side of it. Now, what I thought was so doggone clever is she used this sheet that has the cutouts. Now remember, we used this one earlier, but she used all of them. So what she has you do is to cut out right along those lines. You can see I kind of started it already. And then she's going to have you, I'm going to hold on to that. So this is the front of our little book. So we're going to accordion fold it. Yeah, you know, this would be much easier if I did the scoreboard, but I will just do it like this, just to get it ready for you. Want to make sure it's even. Now, this is 6 of them, and here's another 6, but we need to attach it. So this is going to get glued on top of the haunted house, just like that. And then you're going to accordion fold again and again, and then you will get this piece. And you can put it onto a piece of the navy blue cardstock, so then it becomes one big piece. How fun is that? And let me just go over with you all the things that she put on. And I think she got them all out of that same little 6x6 book. So there's our Boo that's foam taped. She did add some of the amber crystals. Doesn't that look nice? Very nice and shiny. Next one, we've got the arched scarecrow and crystals. Next one, we have Trick or Treat right down there and crystals. Got it? Then we have More Candy Please. That is on the piece that we cut out. More crystals. Have a Frightfully Good Time right there. That's really cute. And more crystals. Okay, so that takes care of this charming little book. Then you're going to take a 15-inch length of ribbon. This comes out of, you would guess, the Orange Ribbon Collection, and glue it to the back of this. And then you're going to take, this is from the papers, whoops, and there it is. It's at the top of this piece. And she's just trimmed that to fit right inside. And this is where you can write your message or do whatever you want. Now, this is going to just get folded into a regular shoestring bow. And I do it this way. You can do it however you like. Okay, right there. Now, to do our envelope, Teresa has a pattern for you. And what I think is nice about this, well, number one, I think it's just charming all the way around. But look at the paper, the cardstock that she used. It's 2 different colors. Yes, and that is the cardstock in the Happy Halloween. So simply print this out, and you can glue it outside the area, and then cut that out, score along the broken lines, and then certainly just put it together. And you're going to, this is going to be the top. So that's, so you do sides in, bottom up, top down, okay? We'll show it here. Sides in, bottom up, top down. That's how you do it. And then we've got more here. So this is what we mean when we say that we've got art on all of the cutouts, but some of them have greetings and some are left with just the art so that you can overlap them. That's exactly why we do it. So this is a great example, and she's just glued them down. So that works beautifully. And Teresa, I just so thank you for your creativity and for sharing it with us. So once again, you are going to have Happy Halloween 6x6 with 24 sheets, 4 of each one that I've shown you, as well as 112 cutouts, and you've seen all the things you can do. We also have the solid cardstock, 12 of those. We have 31 die cuts. We've seen bits and pieces of that, and we've certainly done a wonderful job with the Happy Halloween cards, chipboard, as well as those cutting dies. Okay, so all of this is in the collection. Speaking of which, oh wait, I just want to tell you one other thing. It wasn't used, but our Dazzle 'em cards, which have been so incredibly popular, we do have an autumn Halloween set. So Lene and Debbie will be showing you that a little bit later. Or actually, they might have done it last week, but I just wanted you to know that that is also around and will go with our Happy Halloween collection. Now, the other thing that will go with it is a subscription. Subscription means that you're going to get everything. Now, the I Want It All gets you everything except the cutting die. So you're going to get the 6x6, 12x12, die cuts, and chipboard. all of those, you're going to get 20% off. That is our gift to you for signing up to get this every month. You will also get this before the webisode, so that way you've got them in your hand, you can be playing with them, and because these are hot off the press and they all come with ideas on the back, you've got some things to jumpstart your creativity. Then this is the I Really Want It All subscription, totally different. Well, not totally, it just also has the cutting die. Same idea, 20% off. You're going to get this before the webisode, and they will be coming to you automatically if you sign up every single month. So that's what we have. So thank you, Teresa. As always, such a wonderful creative job. I love all the things that you've done. It's so much fun. And thank you for that. And if you are watching this on YouTube, okay, please like us. Leave a comment. Want to know what you think about our Happy Halloween. We didn't want to make it too scary, but we didn't want to make it only cutesy. So we kind of went into the middle and covered up everything, I think. Let us know what you think. And then please head on over to paperwishes.com. We want you to take advantage of the Money Saver over on the right side of your screen. And if you'd like to sign up for a subscription, we'd be happy to take care of you. Okay, thank you for joining us, and thank you so much for being part of our Paper Wishes family. Bye-bye.